Hi, welcome to Voice Bootcamp. My name is Faisal Khan, and I am the Collaboration and Contact Center Engineers at Voice Bootcamp. I've been passionate about training and developing content for Collaboration and Contact Center for the past 15 years. I specialize in teaching instructor-led courses and developing self-study kit materials for products like Amazon Connect, Genesys Cloud, WebEx Contact Center, and Cisco Collaboration and Contact Center. In this video series of Amazon Connect Self-Study Kit, we're going to dig deep into the various features and functionality of the Cloud Contact Center solutions that are offered by the AWS. Amazon Connect is an omni-channel cloud contact center solutions provided by Amazon AWS services. It is focused 100% on cloud-based, so therefore is easy to set up with pretty much zero cost investment involved. You can add agent who may be located anywhere in the world, but simply with a browser without having to have any physical phone or devices. Those agents can simply log in using a web interface and start engaging with your customer to provide your day-to-day call center services. Now, with Amazon Connect, you can create a very personalized experience for your customers using omni-channel. Now, omni-channel basically means it's a contact center that allows you to handle calls using the voice contact, at the same time chat with your customers. At the same time, it could be sending an email to receiving email from customers into a queue, as well as even SMS based contact center solutions. Agent, meanwhile, conveniently handle all customers' query from one interface. For example, they can chat with one customer and create and respond to tasks with another customer and deal with them. Amazon Connect is considered to be an open platform cloud contact center. That means that you can integrate with other enterprise applications such as Salesforce, Zendesk, and various other CRM. In addition, you can take an advantage of the AWS ecosystem. Now, if you're familiar with Amazon AWS, you know that AWS comes with various services. Now, as I mentioned, that Amazon Connect is a cloud-based service from Amazon AWS platform, providing you contact center. But it also provides you the ability to integrate with various other AWS services that are available to you. Now, from a person who is responsible for day-to-day administration of Amazon Connect could use Amazon or AWS Lambda functions to either look up or create a contact center that does a lookup or post data to a source that is outside of Amazon Connect. For example, you could look up an inbound caller in your Salesforce based on the customer's phone number. So when a call comes into your contact center, it will Amazon Connect before sending the calls to an agent will communicate with a Salesforce, may use the Lambda functions to take the caller ID or phone number of the customer, push it to the Salesforce and find a match against it. If a match is found, then Amazon Connect through the involve of Lambda functions can pull all the data from your Salesforce into your agent desktop or agent screen. This function may return such results as customer name, membership level, their balance, amount due, and many things that a contact center basically handles on a day-to-day basis. Using the Lambda functions, you can also connect with databases such as DynamoDB, RDS, Aurora database, or even Redshift-based type of applications. Now, these are some of the development, but then you need a place to store your data. Amazon Connect use the Amazon S3 bucket or storage to store your recorded conversation and export your reports. Whenever you generate a report and you want to export that, it will export it to your S3 bucket, from which of course, you can download them or use Athena or Redshift to analyze those reports. When you set up an Amazon Connect at the beginning, it will either create those S3 bucket for you or give you an options to choose an existing one. Now, because S3 bucket requires you to communicate in most cases through the public interface or public internet, unfortunately, the functionality of the VPC endpoint, which is allows you to connect to S3 bucket from inside, is not supported at this moment. You can also manage your S3 bucket policy though. You see, S3 bucket is a storage location, but it is not a cheap service. And when you are recording thousands of calls from a customer, those recorded conversation could be a quite big in size. And of course, if you may not be using them right away, because those recorded conversation most likely are used either for legal purposes or for training purposes or for various other dispute resolution purposes. So chances are of you accessing those records from an S3 bucket are quite low because you may not have those situations all the time. So using the S3 bucket, bucket policy rather, what you can do is move those data, archive those data into a service called S3 Glacier. Now, Glacier is basically a less expensive long-term storage solution which is designed for archiving records. However, when you do that, because the system is now moved the data from your S3 bucket into Glacier, what's going to happen is it's going to break the link in your contact record in your Amazon Connect. Now, to fix that, the reason why it breaks it because in Amazon Connect contact record, it points to an URL or an address in S3 bucket, but then data has been moved. So what you do to fix this problem is that you can use the Lambda functions to rename those Glacier object to match the data in your contact record. So that's one of the way of achieving that issues. Like I said, Amazon Connect or any contact center will require some sort of connection with your database. Now, some company might be using Microsoft SQL Server, some company could be using Oracle or MySQL, or it could be using DynamoDB or Amazon Aurora. Using the Lambda functions and various other options, you can connect to various databases. Now, DynamoDB is a what you call a high performance database from Amazon Connect, which is a kind of flat environment that stores data. But you can use Amazon Connect to pull the data from there as well. Now, if a decision can be made to send the caller to same particular queue, you could store that information into the DynamoDB so that it can store that information about the call. When a call comes in, you can check the DynamoDB and decide if you want to send the calls to the same queue as before or flag them as a repeat caller. Now, Amazon Connect itself utilizes machine learning language for various purposes. You can build a bot, Amazon call center bot, either a chat bot or a voice bot using Amazon Connect Lex. Now we'll learn and talk more details about the Lex bot later in the course. Now, using Amazon Connect, Amazon Lex, which allows you to create a chat bot that can be used for IVR as well. Now, you can also use Amazon Polly, which provides text to speech in all contact flow in Amazon Connect. Amazon Transcribe, which grabs the conversation recording from your S3 bucket, transcribe them into a text so that you can read them out as a English, like a normal email. And then, of course, you have Amazon Comprehend, which takes the transcriptions of a recording and applies a speech analytic machine learning to the particular conversation or call to identify the sentiment and keyword in order to match the company policy. For example, you may want to find out from a recording whether the customer was satisfied or unsatisfied, or if 60% or 50% of your conversation that took place for certain duration. By reading those transcript of your recording, you could get an idea whether the customer was angry or they were upset or they were happy, and then you can take a necessary action based on that. Again, we will learn each one of these features later in the course as we progress in our self-study. Amazon Connect, like I said, can also can be used for messaging. You could use a pinpoint, which is an outbound messaging that triggers for an event. For example, bulk messaging, such as outbound marketing campaign, can use the pinpoint to send a large number of messages. Amazon Connect also use SNS to send and receive an SMS and other channel notifications. SNS, of course, is particularly useful for sending an alert and validations. You can also use simple email services or SES. Now, SES is used to send a validation email such as password reset using the bot or sending a confirmation of your particular transactions. Now, if you want to send a large number of, let's say, outbound email, you could use the SES for that particular purposes. Now, from a security perspective, Amazon Connect can use the IAM, which is used to manage permissions for your users, and Amazon Connect will require permission for that particular services. Of course, you can also use identity and access management. Again, we will talk about the security aspect of the Amazon Connect later in the particular course. Now, if you are creating a user account, you want to store that user account, you could use the Amazon or AWS directory services, which can support user federation through your internal directory that can connect either integrated with Microsoft Active Directory or any SAML 2.0 compliant directory services. Now, when it comes to management, obviously Amazon Connect is managed mostly through the Amazon Connect portal. But in addition to that, you could use things like CloudWatch in order to collect logs, service metrics, performance metrics for your Amazon Connect. You could use the CloudFormation to, though currently not supported directly for creating an instance, however, it does support AWS CloudFormation template for any other associated service, such as integrating database export and so and so. You cannot use the Amazon CloudFormation at this moment to create an Amazon Connect instance. Now, one of the things about a lot of companies, what they're looking for is the ability to find out who made what changes for, of course, any sort of incidents that might happen. Amazon Connect use something called CloudTrail to provide a record of any Connect API calls that were made to your AWS account. And you want to be able to do that so that you know who made what changes at what time and what duration. CloudTrail is basically monitoring all the other admin who have access to Amazon Connect and keep track of the changes that are made to the system. So these are some of the stuff that you can do with Amazon Connect integrating with various other AWS services. All right, so we've seen that Amazon Connect is a very powerful tool that can provide integration with probably close to 200 services that you have in AWS. But you can also use an Amazon Connect with the Lambda functions to communicate with an application or services that reside outside of the AWS domain. All right, so that's the end of the introduction to Amazon Connect. We're going to, in the subsequent chapter, we're going to talk about the telephony and the concept behind the AWS.